The topic I have picked for this research project is Orientalism. In this video, I will talk about what Orientalism is, the impacts of Orientalism, and then I'll identify a problem because of it. I will also quickly go over two sources that I plan on using to support my research. So basically, Orientalism refers to the Western portrayal and understanding of the East, particularly the Middle East and Asia throughout history. It came about during the rise of colonialism in the 18th and 19th century, when Western powers began to colonize and explore these regions. Orientalism is still very prevalent in our modern societies. We can see it in movies, especially those made by Hollywood, and also in the news media. One example is how Hollywood movies consistently use the Middle East as a place with terroristic activities and such. These are the impacts of Orientalism. They can cause cultural misunderstandings as the image is created inaccurately and they provide a simplified image of the Orient. Orientalism can also lead to cultural insensitivities, as it often involves appropriating and commodifying elements of Oriental cultures such as religion or their custom wear without actually understanding their historical, social, or cultural context. And cultural significance is also often ignored, as cultural components are removed from their original context and used inappropriately or without providing the necessary context. It can be considered insulting to the original cultural group from where these insinuations came from. There's also undermining authentic representation. When elements of someone's culture are taken and misrepresented by others, it can diminish their agency and control over their own narrative. There's also a lack of credit and recognition. Cultural misappropriation often neglects the original creators or communities, such as the East. The appropriation of cultural elements may not give credit to the individuals or groups who have developed or preserved these traditional knowledge or artistic expressions. There's also a lack of context and consent. Historical or religious contexts surrounding the East should be fully understood and represented accurately. Creators should seek advice and counsel from people belonging to the groups they want to talk about. They should ask for consent or approval before releasing the material to the general public. I plan on using a book called Buying Buddha and Selling Rumi as one of my sources. It touches on the appropriation and sale of Buddhism, Hinduism, and Islam in the West, and how Oriental religious values have been commodified and their impact on these cultures and societies. My second source is an article. It argues and identifies the impacts of Orientalism and also